Afro Issues.
It's another beautiful episode on Afro Issues, and on today's episode we'll be talking about masturbation. How common is masturbation and how does it enhance sexuality? I am your host, Cyprian Joy, joined by Lash, Ifoma Doribe, JP, and Pamela. Welcome to Afro Issues.
Thank you.
Why do people masturbate, Pamela?
As we all know, masturbation is a self-stimulation, means touching oneself, okay, without the gifting of a spouse, all right? And the reason why people masturbate is because, depression comes in at work. You have lots of stuff in your mind and you want to take them out, and all you could think of is, how to masturbate. And sometimes it could be because you can't sleep properly at night. All right, you might probably go meet your personal doctor to prescribe a pill for you so you can relax and sleep well. But that is not just working. So the only way you can sleep better
The sleep, is it insomnia?
Like you're having
Yeah.
insomnia or just depression from work-related stuff?
Yeah, it could be both. All right,
Okay.
it could be both. Yes.
Oh, well, for me, I like, in addition to what she just said, it could be, like talking about what masturbation even is, sexual, arousing your body parts for sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
So maybe because you're trying to ease tension, like she said, and to help discover your body parts that works well, like during sex with your partner, help discover those parts that arouses you very well. So for me, it's sexual life.
Okay, Lash.
Alright, shout out to the Soapy gang out there. Okay, now people masturbate for so many reasons, but I think one of the major reasons is actually to just cool off. In addition, if I'm going to take some cue from what Pamela said, the stress and all that, stress of work and all that stuff, that tension built. So you just need to just cool off, just take that tension off you. There's so many reasons, but the basic reason I think is just to cool off and ease that tension. It could be sexual, it could be work related, but just ease that tension. That's my own opinion.
Yeah, I think like you rightly said, men usually do this just they want to cool off. They're worked up. You have a rough schedule. You have so many things going on in your mind, and you just need that time to ease off. You take something out that will make you relax, and it does help. Apart from other things, but it does help that moment. That moment you feel like okay, especially when your sexual partner is not.
So are you liking the tension, easing tension parts to just guys?
No,
It
it
can't
could
be
be
have,
the same
yes.
thing with girls, but
Okay.
I'm just saying from guys' perspective, this is what they have in mind when they do this.
When
And
they masturbate.
apart from people who do it because of influence of peer pressure, peer
Yeah,
group
I think that's
influence,
another part, yes.
it's a big problem. Some guys do masturbate not because it's just what they grew up seeing people around them do, and they feel like it's fun, and they just go in doing it. So there are a lot of things that contribute to this.
But how about the
Apart from-
aspect of not cheating on your partner?
Yeah, but it is also part of the reason.
Okay.
For example, people who have their partners away for a long time, they don't want to go cheating. This becomes, when you get that sexual urge comes, and this is what they feel like doing just to get it off and then feel normal again. And that's the, for men sometimes it does help to get sleep. Like as a man, after sex, the next thing that comes in, it's just sleep.
Sleep.
Just cool
yeah,
off.
yeah, that's the first thing.
Cool off.
Except you're fighting it, but if you just let yourself, the next thing
How
is
about
sleep.
adding good sex? When it's
Good sex, good
So
sex.
the sleep comes immediately
after good sex. So
Okay, is
Masturbation.
masturbation morally wrong? Do you think it's wrong
well,
to masturbate?
for me, I think when you talk about morals, as Africans, we've been made to liken morals to religion. So people think about the religious aspect first. Okay, your religious cleric will tell you it is wrong to masturbate, but a certain popular pastor made it known to us that there's nothing wrong in masturbating.
Okay.
But then, because we are too religious and we like to overdo things as Africans, they tell you it is wrong to masturbate. But for me, like I earlier said, it helps to boost your sexual pleasure, your sexual life rather. So for me, there's nothing wrong in masturbating.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Alright.
absolutely natural. Okay, I can't find anywhere in the portion or probably in the Bible that says
Don't
masturbation
masturbate.
is a sin. Please don't masturbate. There's no place like that in the Bible. So it's very natural.
Right now, I know some folks right now watching us will say, so are you saying that I should tell my child, I should encourage my child to masturbate? Now, morals, it's in different perspective. You have your own definition of morals. I have my own definition of morals. We all have our own definition of morals. So whatever you do that makes you feel good, that makes you feel okay with yourself, is your own moral standard and value. So in to answer Cyprian's question now, is masturbation morally wrong? To me, it's not. It's not. As long as you're satisfying yourself, you're not harming anybody in any way.
Yeah, that part.
It's
is
your
the part where
pleasuring
you don't harm
yourself.
anybody.
You know, as long as you don't harm another person close to you, you're not. Your actions is not affecting someone at that point in time. You're just using it to pleasure yourself, taking good care of yourself. Yeah, Vaseline crew right now.
That's true. I don't care what people do in their bedroom or in their own private time. It's nobody's business. You don't have to like say, oh, morally or wrong or not, because I like she said, I've never seen anywhere in the Bible where the Bible says you shouldn't masturbate.
And that's why I think
I
it's
don't think
about
it's
the
that,
religion here.
Yeah,
Because the
for us, it's a lot about religion. But
it's
then,
your body.
But then it's not. But like, if you don't want to teach your children about sex, about how the sexual things, so they learn it in time, they will end up doing a lot of things. And
Of
the
course.
problem, where it becomes a problem, is when they get addicted to masturbation. That's when it becomes really a problem. But as for moral, I don't think there's any issue there.
Okay. Can we relate it to wet dreams? Because if you don't do it, your body will find a way to do it.
Oh, that's when
Yeah.
Actually, I've heard something like that.
Oh, really?
Where
That's the
like
first time.
it does is a natural way of your body getting up. But then you ask yourself, there are people that have it like
Like every now and then,
is it like your body now wants you checking off every now and then?
time.
I don't know.
Or having sex every time.
so it's funny, really.
Okay, let's look at the aspect of the inmates, people in prison. Like, if we say, okay, masturbation is morally wrong, what do you expect these people to do? Because we've got needs. They are humans too. They need to take care of themselves and probably jerk off or something. I don't know.
Well, that part, like you said, we're all humans. They are humans too. And doing these things, like, it comes naturally, like Pam said. So whether you stop them from doing it, or they will end up doing it.
Yeah.
They'll do it. It's a part of the human life. It's a part of the human system.
Yeah.
Getting yourself sexual pleasure, it's a part of the human system. So whether they masturbate or not, it's their thing. It is for them.
Yeah, there's some things you don't teach people. I think.
Yeah, it just comes
is one of
naturally.
those things. It comes natural. Your body system, you can't really control how your body system should
Works,
react.
yeah.
It's about you controlling and what you do after it does react. You can't put a man away for 6 years, lock him out in prison for 6 years, and then you think he wouldn't have sexual desires within that period. He will. You can't put a woman away within that period and think she wouldn't think of having sex within that period. They surely will. But then that's where these things comes in. There are a lot of things that happen in prison. Rape. Some people become gay in
Yes,
prison.
become
They didn't want to,
homosexuals.
but then because they have no option, they begin to practice these things. Some actually, I'm not bringing homosexuality into it, but it does happen in prison. Some men actually got raped in prison.
Yeah, we've heard stories, we've heard things,
yeah,
yes.
they didn't mean to have sex in prison with their fellow men, but these things happen in prisons, and masturbation is also also part of it. You're in your own space for some time, and at some point you want to like pleasure yourself, get things off yourself, and then you can get addicted to it because you're there for a long time. You can get addicted to it, and that's why some people who come out from prison, they need rehabilitation. They go through rehabilitation. There are a lot of things they've gone through, they've seen, their mental states is just really twisted, and
They weren't
they
used
need
to.
to take back a lot of things. They need to unlearn a lot of things, and that's what rehabilitation does.
Okay, let's look at the addiction part of it. At what point do you think masturbation becomes an addiction? At what level?
It's crazy because masturbation, if at every point in time of your life, the next thing that comes to your mind is, I want to jerk off. it's an addiction. You know, we humans, we have scale of preference. We arrange our desires and needs in order of relative importance. So if the first thing that comes to your mind when you are free or you're in your own space is to masturbate, then that's an addiction where you have no control over. You can't even keep up the number of times you do it in a day. Then that's a problem. It's an addiction to me.
Well, if you begin to see masturbation before normal penetration sex, then it becomes an addiction because you begin to choose sex toys over your partner. Already it's an addiction.
And why spend so much money, trying to download porn movies on expensive sites, trying to jack off, instead of you going out there to, socialize with friends?
And because it begins to pull you out from your social gatherings, your regular life, things you used to do.
Exactly.
It's already
and
an
the moment
addiction.
you realize that you're withdrawing, normally you're this person that's sociable, and all of a sudden you just tend to enjoy being in the company of your own self, rather than the company of others. And you should just know that that's addiction, and it's something that we should actually look into because it's serious.
Okay, when we talk about desperation, you just do it anywhere you find yourself.
I've heard of stories where a person is caught masturbating in a bus,
in
public places. It's crazy. You're exposing people to things they don't want to see, and so that's an addiction.
One of the downsides of masturbation is that it no longer gives you no longer see things in the right direction any longer. Yours is just satisfying myself. You don't care who sees you or not. You don't want to know. Let me just do it. I'm cool.
I've seen videos where someone was masturbating in an airplane.
Oh,
yes.
Really?
It's not bad. Yeah, I've seen videos like that. And that's an addition there. If you have your partner lying in bed with you and then you go to the bathroom to help yourself out, it's an addiction.
It's
you
an
have
addiction.
A problem. Yeah, and
it's pulling you out from your
relationship.
relationship.
Need rehabilitation. Someone needs to talk you out from that. That's why people need rehabilitation. You need to open up. You need to express what your problem. If you open up, tell your partner what you're going through, that you do masturbate a lot, that then he can help, and he can. She can help.
Well, I think at times people who actually masturbate or who are addicted to masturbation, they find it difficult. That's one of the downsides of masturbation. It creates this shell. They don't want to talk. They feel if they talk, they are seen as bad persons. They are seen as an outcast. Exactly. And that's the problem, because when you try to tell people, especially in this part of the world, when you try to tell people that you are doing something, and to them they feel it's odd, the way they castigate you and the way they look at you. So many addicts just prefer to just keep it to themselves, and in the long run they get hurt.
Yeah, it comes a lot from our society.
Yeah,
our system generally. People, we're too judgmental. We don't want to. Yeah, we're too religious. We're too judgmental. We don't want to embrace reality. We don't want to embrace nature. Sex and all of this is natural. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't control. You can control how you
it's just
react,
like
but you can't say
your
body.
You
can't tell your body. Things. You can't tell your body, don't feel anything about a girl. Don't feel anything about a guy. This is natural, but it's about opening up. Our people don't want to open up to their problems. They don't, especially when it's related to sex, because of religion. So you need to open up. People need to come to reality. People need to say what the problem is, and then you get help. You don't say anything, you don't get any help.
Of course. Like me, I'm a realist. I see it the way it is.
So
That's why she took to the street, and here is what Nigerians have to say about masturbation.
This is Afro Issues.
Hi guys, it's Afro Issues here on the street with you today, and we will be going around asking people about an interesting topic, masturbation.
I promise you guys, we're giving you gist that Nigerians read. So I promise you, this is gonna be mind blowing.
Wait, masturbate and to just cut the whole my head off with the drag. Who does that shit? I feel stay 1 year like this without knacking.
So if person tell you now saying masturbation, you go tell other than a bad thing or a good thing.
Cause hold your head off with the drag. Your head off is not pipe.
What do you feel about masturbation?
Masturbation for me, I not too like because where girls dey plenty, normal guy no need to the masturbate.
You can't question me that.
Okay, if you dey watch for you, they do.
I know. I talk with 18 person they see for TV now. Right?
Feel the right pleasure from masturbation.
Wow. Well, actually, I've never done that.
Hello, sister.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Have you heard about masturbation?
Yes, I have.
So what do you think about masturbation?
It's a very bad thing. Masturbation are when they want to use your hand, they touch yourself now. Are very stupid. You never do them.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. How you think masturbate?
Then they do it for bed.
For bed?
Yeah.
Now for bed you they take masturbate your own.
Now for bed then they do.
So when last you masturbate?
I can't remember.
You can't remember. So okay, have you sexually touched yourself for sexual pleasure before?
Oh, I don't know, please.
You've never masturbated.
I don't know.
You don't. I got that. Okay, so when was the last time you masturbated?
I can't remember.
So if your friend
Yes.
tells you, "Oh, babe, I've masturbated before," do you think it's a bad thing?
Probably she's sexually deprived.
Beautiful. When's the last time you masturbated?
Like, let's say last month.
Last month. Why? Your boyfriend traveled or you don't have a boyfriend?
Broke my heart.
Oh,
How do you derive pleasure from masturbating?
For me, sometimes I look at it as irritates.
okay.
Irritates, honestly. If you look at it, you know. If you look at it, you know.
So, are you trying?
Joy.
There is no joy.
There is no joy. I don't
Okay,
think.
okay. So you're trying to tell us that masturbating is a bad thing.
It's very wrong. It's very wrong.
Okay.
When was the last time you had masturbation?
I don't. Hello, there are guys everywhere.
So are you telling me now that masturbation is a bad idea?
Nope. Whatever works for you.
I wouldn't really say because some people don't get satisfied by their partner, and that's the only way they get to satisfy themselves. Like I usually tell people, the fact that you don't do one other bad thing doesn't mean you're better than the other person.
This is Afro Issues.
Welcome back. We've seen what Nigerians said about masturbation on the street. What are the implications of masturbation?
We've talked about addiction, and for me, I think addiction is one of the implications.
Okay, the implications, if we look at it from the health perspective, it's actually very, very, very bad. The implications are quite much. For the guys, I think some of the implications are erectile dysfunction, low sperm count, weakness of the body. You see that most of the guys as well that masturbate a lot, before you know, they begin to shrink in size. They become lanky.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they become lanky
Okay.
because what they're supposed to use for growth and development is what they've actually poured out doing soapy. You understand? So exactly. So looking at it, there's so many. Then I think there's also baldness too. You see the guys, instead of them being hairy, they lose so much hair, and even weight loss. Weight loss is also part of it. So it's the implications cannot be overemphasized. If we are looking at masturbation, okay, to pleasure ourselves, we also have to be cautious to check out the disadvantage, the health implications.
I think it also brings problems in marriages and relationships. Like you begin to have this gap between you and your partner because you're not connecting sexually. You have something else that you feel you can rely on more than your partner. And the moment you begin to create that sexual gap between you and your partner is a problem. Like communication becomes a problem. Sexually, you're not attracted to each other again. And then you have a huge problem.
So how true is it that it causes prostate cancer?
It does, I think, because let me give you an example for athletes. If you're an athlete, like they say, you don't really need to have too much of sex when you are competing in competitive sports. But it doesn't mean that you can't have sex because you train a lot. So there's definitely you have really a good system to muscles to go out and have good sex all the time. But you can't have it like
every now and then.
So if you are addicted to masturbation, chances of you having all this losing up the muscles around your groin and all of that is you have that problem regularly. And also for athletes who are competing really strongly, you begin to have really like groin injuries, you begin to have regular knee problems, and for someone who is trying to recover from injury, you need to abstain from these kind of things like regular sex. And if you are addicted to masturbation, it's a problem because the injury lasts longer. So these are like implications.
Well, masturbation is very, very sweet.
Are you saying that from first-hand experience?
Pam, wait, sorry to hold you short.
Side of it is
Are you trying to say you masturbate?
That's what I'm trying to ask her now.
First-hand experience.
Yes. I was gonna ask that, but
with people's experience.
But it's not a problem if you do. Like
no one's judging.
We're just talking about judging people.
Like I said before, I'm a realist. I say it the way it is.
Yeah.
I haven't done it before, tried it before. But with people experience, they'll tell you, babe, you're missing.
Wow.
Yes, this is fun. It takes you to planet planet B.
Wow.
You know,
Cloud nine.
That's the good part of masturbation, but the implication is harmful and very risky. Okay? You could lose something very special to you. Good sexual partner, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
And it comes with a lot of struggle because you have to start picturing the last time you had good sex and all that for you to get to that point.
Oh,
You
really?
get? So,
No, but that's true. There's a lot of implication, and it cannot be overemphasized.
Seriously.
And I think it makes you withdraw from gatherings.
Yeah,
Because you're always
yeah,
thinking
you want to
about
isolate yourself.
That's what I meant
Exactly.
by the addictive part
Yeah.
when it comes to an addiction.
You begin to lose your friends. You lose a lot of people because you're no longer sociable. You feel so comfortable in your own space, just jerking
Doing
off.
your thing.
You understand?
And it kills
you
your
don't want-
sexual drive.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
sexual drive,
Yeah.
your
It's the
self-esteem.
and that's when it
Yeah.
affects relationship
Yeah.
because if you cannot perform, go harder on your partner.
The harder kill.
Seriously, I mean, a man should be really sexually, active.
Active.
Yeah. And then the moment you begin to see a woman, you feel like, okay, you try, you didn't get her, you don't want to make any effort, then you go
Just
and
go
then
and
you feel like you have
masturbate.
an
Do the
alternative.
soapy.
I don't want
Okay.
to do the soapy thing.
Yeah.
So,
And I think it kills the male ego too.
Yeah, it does.
Because when you watch your partner masturbate, that's it's disheartening.
Yeah, it's
It makes
a
you feel like you're not
problem,
doing anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she prefers to masturbate.
it makes you sexually weak, right?
Okay.
And then if you can't satisfy your partner sexually, then there's a problem. I mean, you as a man, you're watching your
girl,
woman
yeah,
or your girl
masturbate.
just after you got off.
Then I can't even imagine.
Problem there. There is a
And that
problem.
can be
kills the
painful.
male ego.
Yeah,
Like,
it really
it
kills your ego.
Yes.
It means that you don't know what you're doing.
Do it.
And so you just need to abstain, stay away from it, do the right thing. And if you're addicted, talk about it. Your partner can help you.
and stay away from implications.
Things
Stop
that-
overdoing it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so
you
you
can
won't get
do it,
irritation,
but don't
yeah.
overdo
Don't
it.
overdo
Yeah.
it,
Okay.
yes.
Talking about measures on how to quit masturbation.
Yeah,
Like when it
there's a
becomes an
problem,
addiction.
yeah.
Because it's
There's
a
way-
problem.
Yeah, there's a way
And
to
how
quit
to
it.
control it.
Yeah, how do you
I
control
think
it?
stopping it will be very hard to do.
Very
Controlling
hard.
it
Yes.
is the right
No,
way.
I think this is a problem too. A lot of people find it. They tend to condemn people who use sex toys.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why. Because if you as a man you're away, and your woman is at home, you don't want her to go out cheating you,
Yeah.
cheating on you. You don't want
Yeah.
that. So if she goes now using a sex toy, how do people react about this? Because some people find problems in these things.
Sex toys.
Yeah.
Why? Like
A
I
lot of
don't
people-
get it. Will the man feel like the toy will take his place?
Yeah,
Or
that's the
what?
thing. They feel threatened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're threatened.
Okay.
Yeah, they're threatened, and it's also a problem. We need to, at some point, okay, if you're aware and the woman is using it, I don't think it should be a problem, because she wants to, stay inside, not go out looking for men or someone to satisfy her sexually. And when you're around, then she should put it away.
Yes.
And she should also have control over it, because that's where addiction, could
Sex
come in.
comes,
If she
yes.
gets addicted to it, and then you come back, and after
She
sex, she
continues.
still think that she needs something to get to a certain level she's used to now, then there's a problem. So sex toys is something else too.
And try not to stay by yourself every time. Try to socialize, mingle with people, talk to people, let it all out.
Yeah.
They may castigate you or make you feel bad or judge you, but make sure you let it out.
Yeah,
Try to communicate
yeah.
with your partner too, because if you don't communicate, how does your partner know those parts of your body he ought to touch to make you climax or
get you where
give you
you want to be,
sexual
yeah.
pleasure? Yes.
And I think people might want to hear us tell them how to control their masturbation.
Okay.
Yes. So my advice is that they should limit their solitution. Go out there, have fun. with friends. Try to take away this thing that would want you to jack off or masturbate.
Pornography.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. Stay away from porn.
Stay away from porn, please.
Yeah, it's not real. It's act.
It's
yeah.
act.
Yeah,
Please
it's not
stay away.
real.
Those things not real. Stay away from porn.
Those people are actors. You know,
yes.
they act.
They get paid to do those
they get
things.
paid to do those things. So you're not getting paid to jack off.
No, nobody's telling you.
No, and you're killing your system.
Okay, to wrap on today's wonderful episode, join us same time next week. And don't forget to visit our page showing on your screen below. I remain your host, Cyprian Joy. Bye.